What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Ocular Ventus alternative, or their version of a masterpiece scale blades done in a toy deco. This is the fourth in the series of alternative figures for the set. This is the repaints, of course, but we're almost done. We have one more to go. It's just Hotspot. These came out pretty quick together, but got some nice black glossy, translucent windows all the way around. Silver paint here, silver paint back here, yellow on top, a little bit of silver accents here on the top. You have the landing gear with the wheels on it. Does sit on those landing gear. You can spin the tail fin as well as the rotor. Works pretty well. And let's just bring in right away the original version so you can see the differences. It's definitely a lighter red all throughout. The original didn't have that silver detail up here on those pieces. It has a silver detail back here on the engine, as well as the yellow on the top. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. I mean, not much difference. Slight difference in the colors of the plastic here. This is all gray, with this has some black and some gray, so it mix up the colors a little bit, but overall it is pretty much the same. During the unboxing I said I thought the guns were different. They're actually the same. So here are the originals. Here's the new ones, basically identical. If you fold these over, they'll plug in right here on the tail. So you can have this look. Same on the other side. And that looks good. I think it's a nice look for this vehicle, the guns. We also get the blaster, which actually you're supposed to put in here before you get it transformed, but you can kind of split this apart, get it wedged in there. It's a little tricky once you've already transformed it, but you can wedge it in there. There we go. And then get that closed back up. There we go. And just make you have everything all squeezed together. There it is with the three guns. I like the look of this once it's fully armored up. That looks nice. We also get this toy style gun. This doesn't fit in here like this one, so you had to keep it separate, but you do get that other gun as well. For a quick size comparison, there it is next to the MP10 Optimus Prime. Fits in pretty well in the masterpiece scale. A little bit smaller of a helicopter, but for me it works. And just for fun, there it is next to the Impetus, their version of Vortex. And you can see very different design, totally different transformation as well, but pretty cool that they end up sizing well together. Alright, now let's get this guy transformed into robot mode. And I'm going to go the opposite direction that I did the original review. Go ahead and remove these guns. Come to here, fold down those little pegs. You can set this aside for now. Actually, fold these up and then set these aside. We'll come to the bottom and we'll start taking things apart here. So open up this, fold that all the way forward. We're going to take the legs out. So the legs are clipped in right here on both sides. So lift up and fold all the way out like that. We can fold these down, separate the legs, and we can take care of some of this. So come to the inside here, you're going to open up that little clip, fold this down, tab that in there. We're going to unpeg this from here. Actually, this is holding that in, but unpeg this from here. This will rotate around, pull out your toe, fold that up, and this will feed all the way around to the other side. On the inside here, you'll see there's a little peg right here that has to make its way into a slot right there. So make sure that gets across, bring this down, rotate it so you have the flat side down. On this side, bring this down and tab it in on the outside. Then we're going to extend the leg. This extension, I don't like the hardware they used. It's very hard to close. Opening it's easy, just extend it down. But closing it, you have to push in here. It's very hard to push there. And just make sure you can rotate it. That's how you know you've extended it all the way down. All right, this side is a slightly different, so I guess I'll show you. Go ahead and unpeg these from each other so you can rotate it. This will rotate to this side and down like this. Same thing here, we're going to open up this little peg. That'll allow you to fold this up, clip it in on the other underside, and this will unpeg from here, fold back. Then we'll come to this side, open up this little panel here, and we're going to open this up and slide this around until you get that little peg that I showed you earlier up and into its slot right there. Close that back down. Bring out your toe. Bring out your heel. Flatten up the heel so you have the flat side down. And then we can make sure that's straight. This will come down, tab into here. This, just make sure that's squished down. I like to put it right there on the back of the leg. Right, and then don't forget to extend your thigh. Right, so that is the legs all done. Actually, this should be on the inside. There we go. So now we can work on the upper body. Come to here. We can undo this section here. And it might help to have a spudger or something handy just to separate this. Take out the gun, set that aside. Forgot to mention earlier, you're going to rotate this when you put it in, and you rotate it back up for putting it in there, and then down for robot mode. All right. Go ahead and separate this. It's tabbed in up here and here. And once you separate that tab, you can separate this piece from the side. There we go. And this entire piece can fold outwards on a hinge right here. Same on this one. Untab that and untab this from the side. And then we take this whole piece and bring this out to the side. All right. So just get those out of the way. Back here, we're going to lift up on this. This is actually two pieces. Interesting how it works, but this will fold up. This is going to slide over this to make the chest piece. So make sure this is pushed in all the way. Slide that up. That makes the chest. It's interesting the way they did it. We're going to pull this out of here. So it's actually clicked in place. You got to unclip it. A little unnerving to do it, but it does work. And then we can lift this up out of the way. Oh, and we got to open up these hip skirts so you can actually rotate it. So let's try that again. We're going to rotate this top piece so that this ends up on the back. And these two pegs end up on the front. So they'll come back down, peg into those two tabs you have on the front. Straighten up your legs, bring down these hip skirts. This should tab in here. It's not the most secure tab. Bring these hip skirts on the side down. And then on the back, you can come to here, rotate this up, peg it in. So all three sides are down now. We can close up this backpack. So to do that, we will open up these side pieces, flip this around to the other side, unpeg this from here. That'll allow you to rotate this down. Bring that whole backpack down. That just clips in on the back. Then we will take this, and this will fold down. Oh, actually, no, open up these, then fold this down all the way. This will hinge up and sit like this on his back for now. We'll take care of this in a minute, but it's going to tab into the back. Right. Now we'll take care of this front section here. Slide the arms up on the slider, rotate them around on that hinge. This panel gets a little tricky, so hopefully I can do the right sequence. Close up these skis so that they sit flush. Bring this down and rotate this forward. We're going to bring this panel all the way around so it sits like this. And then we'll take this panel and bring that around. Fold that up. There we go. Close this up. It tabs in back here. Fold this to the side. We can rotate the arm. Fold down your hand. Fold down your thumb. Close up this panel. And this arm should be flattened out on the side. So this is kind of one flat piece with the skid facing forward on the arm. Rotate your hand so you have it the right direction. And what do we got? We got this wrong. This is going to rotate around. Okay. So that's one arm done. I'm going to do the other one off camera, but it's exactly the same as this one. All right, now that we got both arms done, we can take care of the backpack and the upper body. Take this. We're going to open this up. This has got to slide past here. Fold this to the back. This will sit down right there. This will fold up and sit inside his backpack. These rotor blades will just clip in on the backpack. Make sure it's flat down on the back, but it should be like this. All right. Come to the front, we're going to bring down this chest piece. Make sure this is configured like that. Bring this down all the way. Over here you'll see little clips, so bring the clips out. This is one of those unique pieces of hardware that you don't see very often. This clip is going to actually attach to the pin that's used for the slider. Very unique thing there. Same on this one, bring this down and then tab that into the slider. Here we go. And then go ahead and rotate the head 180 degrees. All right, and there is Ventus Alternative in robot mode. And he looks pretty good. Got some nice metallic blue for the eyes, darker blue for the face, silver paint here and here, which is new. The red on the plastic, I forgot to mention this before, is a lighter red. I showed that next to the original. The white is about the same. Here's the back. That all kind of transforms and looks the same. Overall, it's basically the same without exception to those paint additions I mentioned. Articulation is the same, but let's go over it. Heads on a ball joint goes way back to there. That's a pretty good range. Down to there, side to side, and rotates around. Good looking head sculpt. Shoulder rotation around on hinge, out to the side on a hinge. Butterfly joint gets you out to there. You have a rotation at the bicep. A little hindered by this side piece, but you can move that out of the way, so that's a good thing. Single jointed elbow, but it gets you well past 90 degrees on a ratcheted joint, which is interesting. Rotation at the wrist. The fingers are individual, but they're curled, so you can't really pose them per se. Thumb is on a ball joint, so you can rotate that. That works. Coming down to the waist, we have a waist rotation. And ab crunch gets you all the way down to there. That works pretty well. For the legs, hip skirt will move out of the way there. Leg will kick up to there. Back to there. You can move this out of the way too. Out to the side, if you lift up this hip skirt, you can get a little bit higher. Rotation at the thigh. If you don't have this pulled down all the way, it'll get stuck. So make sure you have it pulled all the way. Putting it back is really a pain. It's very hard to push this button, especially the first time. Now it's easier to push it, but initially it was very, very hard. Rotation at the thigh at a cut joint. 90-degree bend at the knee. You have the hands in here, which is why there's only a 90-degree bend. You have ankle tilts. It's back here, actually. So the heel and the toe will tilt together. Just make sure when you're tilting the other direction, you hold that panel there. Toe tilt forward and backward. As far as accessories, we get the same three as before. We get these two guns, which will plug into the legs right here. And here. I do wish they were a little bit tighter, but it does work. Looks good. You also get his handgun. And again, same handgun as before. That will plug in right here in the back of the palm. And then close the fingers around. And now we get this new gun. Just done in black. They've all been the same. All of them have this exact same gun. All four of them. So we can put that in the other hand if you want. We can give him two weapons. Which is what I've been doing actually. I've been giving them all two weapons. And so he's really armored up. You know, he's got 4 guns in total. So he's got some firepower. Maybe that's why he's not a pacifist like the rest of them. We also get some alternate faces, just like the original. The face is a little bit different than the original. If you lift up on the head, you can pull forward on the face. Eyes stay put, so you're just swapping out the mouth and the nose piece. So you get this look, kind of angry, gritting teeth look. That looks really good. And we also get this smiling look. It's a very subtle smile, but that looks good too. And for size comparison, there it is next to the Magic Square version of the Optimus Prime toy deco. And it looks really good, fits in nicely, but also the deco fits in well with other Masterpiece figures with toy decos. And for another comparison, there it is with the rest of the Ocular Max team with the toy deco look, and this looks really good together. I'm glad I went in on the set because I wanted another set of robot mode figures, and I love the look of these. Just overall, the deco. They have a lot more paint than the normal Ocular Max figures just because they've got all that toy deco decals on them, or not decals, but tampos. So it definitely adds to the look of them. So final recommendations on the Ocular Max Ventus alternative. I really like the way this looks. I'm going to give this a 4 to 5. Recommend it. Overall, I think this is one of the better looking changes to the set. Some of them are very subtle. This one is more pronounced just because the blue face and the silver on the front and the overall tone of the red is different. Transformation, still, I think this one is my least favorite of the 4 so far, or of the 5, but it looks great in both modes. Still has that fun factor that Ocular Max has in general, but this one just feels a little less polished than the others. But either way, I'm very happy with this set so far. We got one more to go. We're going to Hotspot next. I'm excited to get that. So I'll have a full team in robot mode. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.